Are you one of those people who is itching to sell digital products online? It's a huge industry and it's an exciting one because digital products, they allow us to create passive income, which is recurring. We make something once and then we can sell it again and again and again. Now, if this is you, if you are someone who wants to make a little bit of income on the side, or someone who wants to sort of automate their work in a way so you can spend more time with your family, your friends, or just have a little bit more space to breathe in your business, this sounds like you, then this is the video for you. Because today I'm going to be going through one of my favorite digital products, invitations. So welcome back to my channel and happy Wednesday. My name is Jessa Bellman. I teach all about digital products, Etsy, passive income, and online marketing. So those are the things that they light me up massively. I am truly passionate about them, and that is because they've been life-changing for myself and my family. I have 4 small, tiny human beings. So they are 9, 7, 3, and one's a baby, so she's not even 1 yet. And obviously I'm very, very busy. So I like to automate my business in the best way possible. I need to make sure that I'm with my family as much as possible because obviously when you have kids, you want to spend time with them. And for me, that is all about being clever with that time. So digital products and specifically invitations are an amazing way to do that. Now, the reason I say they are amazing is they are, one, quite easy to make. You don't need to be a graphic designer to make them. You can sort of learn and self-teach yourself how to design stationery. That is, it's its own art in a way. 2, they are quite quick to create. So instead of having to sort of create these big bundles of templates like we typically do with Canva templates, with invitations, we sort of just create the one or maybe a couple of size changes to go with it. So they are a lot quicker to make. And 3, they are a lot of fun to make. So they're really fun to sort of go in and create all the different themes. If you are interested in design and you love color, you love typography, all of those things, then invitations are a really, really fun way to go. So I've got 18 Etsy stores and a good chunk of those still sell invitation and stationery templates. So I've got one which sells baby shower invites, one which is wedding stationery related, bridal shower related. I've got all those different niches and they all do really, really well. Etsy is only getting bigger and bigger. So I have been on there for 7 years. It's grown so much in that time and it's just continually growing and growing and growing. If you want to check out their sort of annual or their quarterly report, that's really great to sort of see how much new traffic they are getting and how much they are growing, and it might inspire you a little bit. So definitely check that one out. Now I'm going to show you today how to create an invitation template, and I'm going to be using the software Template, which is my recommended software for designing invitations. I like it more than Canva and I like it much more than Cordial. So I will be jumping in and showing you Template, which is the one that I use. If you are interested in learning Template and setting it up, I will also include a link to my Template Masterclass at the end of this video, so you can definitely click that one and get that Template Masterclass for free. So I'm going to jump across to my screen share now and get started. Alright guys, so this is my template dashboard. I am all logged in. Now, just a note, I am running version 2.0. If you are currently running version 1.0 template, you can actually contact them, ask them to upgrade, and they'll upgrade it for you. So they're really lovely. Definitely encourage you to go across to version 2.0 because I definitely ran on number 1 for ages and I prefer number 2 way more. Now, I'm going to go single. I'm going to give my template a name, so I'm going to call it Wedding Invitation. I have an option of inches, millimeters, and pixels. Because my product is a wedding invitation, I definitely recommend making it standard invitation size, which is 5 by 7 inches. So I'm going to select inches there, 5 by 7. I'm going to make it portrait, and I'm going to hit create. So what that does is it makes a blank template for me to start designing with. Over to the right hand side, we have a couple of options. So we've got our pages, we have our layers panel, we have all our sort of settings for our invitation. Down here we have our template type. So I've got single and I've got double-sided. Because this is a wedding invitation, I'm going to jump in and select double-sided instead of single because I want them to be able to do a front and a back. I've also got the option to add some tags in here, so you can add sort of a collection code to your design. So when you search for that collection code in this section here, it'll pull up all the matching things. I'm going to give this one a collection code COLOOO 1. So that is going to be my collection code, and you can see that as added a tag. You can also add some other tags, like for example, if this was a greenery invitation, you could add some greenery to it, things like that. Now I'm going to get started with my design. So over in this panel, we've got our templates, we've got type and text, and we've got elements. So I'm going to go across to type and text, and I'm going to do all my text first. I'm going to hit add heading. And because this is a wedding invitation, I'm going to add the name of a bride and a groom. I've just copied and pasted by going Control C and Control V. So template does support shortcodes, which is amazing. It's such a time saver. Beautiful. Now I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to change the font. So template allows you to upload your own fonts if you want, which is absolutely amazing, because obviously we all have sort of our own style and our own preference when it comes to fonts. I probably have a bit of a problem when it comes to fonts. I have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fonts. Just a quick note, you do need to buy a special license for any font that you are going to put into template. So I am going to be using the font Wild Peonies, which I bought from an amazing designer. I'm going to link to that designer below in case you love this font as much as I do and you want to buy a special license and the font from her. So I'm just going to pull this up. I'm going to resize these, and you can see as I'm sort of moving this around, the guides appear. So that is centered as well. Oh, whoops, grabbed the wrong one. And I'm going to pull in that text box a little bit. Beautiful. Awesome. Now I am going to add some more text just below here. Now, when you are designing for invitations or stationery, I recommend making all fonts above 8 point, because that'll be nice and legible, especially for those older guests who need to read the invitation. I'm going to use Playfair for that one. Template is also awesome. You have access to all of the Google fonts in the Google font library as well, so you can turn them on and off, which is really cool. Always good to have some nice free fonts. And when I'm designing stationery, I just like to make sure I'm spacing it out really, really nicely, because that is what, in terms of the style, works really well. And now you can see I've typed that in lowercase. You do have the option to go up here and select uppercase, and it will transform all of that text. Again, such a time-saving thing. I'm going to add the date just in here in this script font. And typically I make sure that we have the date, time, venue, and I will also put at the bottom reception to follow. This is enough for them to have as a base, so that they can put all their own details in there and it doesn't sort of mess with the formatting too much. That being said, you will have some clients who will go in and totally change your templates, and that is fine as well. That is the beauty of template, because obviously the client is able to edit these versus you having to edit them for the client. So it saves a lot of time, and the client obviously has a lot more control over how the end result looks, which is awesome. So that is the text part done. And usually at this point, I will save this just as sort of like a template in my library and use it as a sort of a base template going forward, creating more and more and more designs, because I can just go in and quite easily change the fonts, change the sort of style of everything. Now I'm going to go to elements, and I am going to add this beautiful floral design here. So I'm going to adjust the size by hitting scale. You can do this by sort of pulling in the edges as well, but sometimes when you insert a document, a piece of clip art, it ends up massive, so you can't sort of grab the edges. So I find clicking on it and then just clicking that scale is a really easy way to do it. So in Template, you can upload your own graphics, which is really awesome. It allows you to create beautifully customized designs. This is by another amazing artist, so I will link to her below. She does have a special template license, so definitely worth checking her out. Obviously, adore her work. And I always appreciate it when clip art creators are sort of willing to let invitation sellers use their artwork in Template. Brilliant, so that is looking done to me. It is ready to sort of upload to Etsy and start selling as a template. One thing to note, some clip art artists do require you to lock the clip art so that the client can't sort of move them around. I have bought a special license for these ones, so they are fine, but if you need to lock the clip art, just click on it, click the lock at the top, and you can click lock selection and lock movement, and then the end user won't actually be able to fiddle with that. It'll just sort of stay still, which is really cool. So the final step is obviously to hit save. It has the load bar at the top, it loads, template saved up in the top right hand corner, and then I will go download JPEG. Brilliant. So I'm going to flick across to Etsy and just show you how to link this template to your Etsy listing. So here I am on my store Hey Lovely Co, which is my biggest Etsy store, and it is all wedding stationery and templates. Now, obviously there is a little step before this. If you have a brand new store and you need to actually connect it to the template API, that is definitely something you have to do. So you have to connect your Etsy store to template and allow them to communicate with each other. That is all part of my template masterclass, which again, I will include a link to that at the end of this tutorial in case you are sort of just starting out and you want to connect your store, so you can follow that all the way through, and it goes through the whole process of setting it up. But in terms of actually connecting the product to the product in template, all we actually have to do is add this little code here. So we just add this to the listing. So it's like a little square bracket, ID column, then it's the template ID, close column. Now, how do you find the template ID? When your product downloads, so you can see here is what we just downloaded. On the end of the actual file, you can see there's this little ID. So what you can actually do is go in and just Control-C or copy that off the download and pop it straight in here. And it's as simple as that. Obviously, you probably want to mock up your design. This one here is mocked up on a photograph, so it looks a little bit more real. You can really sort of go the extra mile with your product images, but in essence, that is everything you need to know about creating invitations and stationery for Etsy. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're a little bit excited now, because it's actually quite easy to make invitations, isn't it? Now, I'm going to include the link to template below. That is my recommended platform for creating invitations on, just because it's super quick to create stuff on, and two, I found them just to be a really ethical company. I've been with them from the beginning, so I really love them. I love how fast their software runs, and again, I will include a link to the template masterclass at the end of this video if you're interested in sort of seeing a little bit more on how template works. In terms of selling invitations for digital products, I still do it to this day. I love it. That part of our business easily hit the 6-figure mark this year, and it is always a strong performer for us. So I really hope that you jump in, give it a try, and hit the ground running, because if you've been looking for a digital product to sell, it's a great place to start. Now, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jessa Bellman. I put out new videos every single week, so if you are interested in seeing more from me, then definitely subscribe to my channel. And on top of that, I also run a membership called Digital Product Mastermind. So if you are interested in joining that one, I will include a link to that below as well. Until next Wednesday, guys, thank you and goodbye.